now for updates on sports stories across the globe. Aaron Akerejola joins us. Hello, Aaron. Good morning.
A very good morning to you, Vimbai. Good morning to you, Adefemi. Good morning to you, Doctor. Good morning. Our report today is predominantly focused on Nigerians. And good, bad, and the ugly. We'll look at everything, and we're looking forward to the sports festival, by the way, first of all, because this weekend will be agog with how things will play out at the sports festival. Now, let's start it off with our own star boy, Victor Osimhen. All right, picking up a trophy yesterday, scoring a brace for himself as Galatasaray won the Super Cup. As it stands right now, this is their first trophy, their first cup in 6 years in terms of domestic cup, of course, not the league, but the domestic cups. So kudos to him because he's just been a breath of fresh air. And right now, he's actually broken the record of the most scored, 35, by a player for the club in 38 games, being the first foreign player to actually do that. So 35 goals, 8 assists, just marks that remarkable run he's had with this particular team. The big question is, when the transfer window opens, where would he be pitching his stance? But at the moment, he's shown the entire world that he knows where the back of the net is, and he can find it with very relative ease. All right, away from that to his compatriots with the Super Eagles, talking about Taiwo Awoniyi. Yesterday, the love was enormous because people came out, held prayer sessions online to pray for him. But the good thing is this, he's been put out of the coma. And we're happy that the worst is behind him. They said that the reason why they actually induced that particular coma was because the the rupture to the intestine meant that they didn't want him to move to complicate it. So they decided to put him in an induced coma to limit his movement, so that by the time it heals properly, they can actually take him out from the coma and he can continue recuperation. So he's had a troubled 2024-2025 season. We hope he bounces back sooner than later and maybe start for the Super Eagles at the Nations Cup later on in the year. Away from that, speaking about the Nigerian national team, this is the latest jersey by Nike for the Super Falcons, and a lot of people are praising the jersey and saying, not a bad outing. Of course, the Super Falcons will be sporting this particular jersey when they take on Cameroon in a friendly game at the end of this month. They have a double-header against Cameroon, so they'll be sporting this particular jersey. And also, they will be using this jersey when the Nations Cup, the Women's Nations Cup, comes along in July. So, I don't know if you'll be picking one of that.
In all seriousness, I'm going to disturb you. I have a collection of Nigeria jerseys.
Are you serious?
So, I would be proud to add this to my collection.
No, we've got some iconic jerseys over the years.
Do.
Quickly, let's talk about the Flying Eagles. Later on today, they'll be taking on the Amajita, talking about the South African under-20 national team. It is a blockbuster fixture. This is not the first time. This will be the fourth time these two teams are meeting, and we're hoping that the Flying Eagles will get to the finals. They've won the tournament 7 times already. So let's see if they can actually make it 8. They've been decent. Not necessarily steamrolling teams, but they've been decent. And the beautiful thing about them qualifying to the semi-final means that the Under-20 World Cup will be a tournament that the Flying Eagles will be appearing in. So at the moment, it's looking very, 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 very good for them. And as we press it further quickly, for the first time in 51 years, Bologna shocked AC Milan to win the Italian Cup, the Coppa Italia yesterday, and a smash and grab, literally. 1-0 was how we actually ended, and Bologna celebrating to the high heavens, and AC Milan haven't had a rotten season. This will be a kick to the gut, literally, or a kick to the mouth, as some would want to say. So Bologna celebrating there, and Real Madrid delaying the title, finally. Delaying the title for Barcelona. Barcelona have the opportunity to actually do it tonight. Kylian Mbappe has been the man that has shone like a million stars. 40 goals so far in his debut season. Cristiano Ronaldo did 33, and that's the disparity there. But as it stands right now, the league is already gone. Later on, if Barcelona plays, they have the opportunity to win the title today.
Okay, let's start at home.
Yeah.
Definitely, we had
Mr. Olopade earlier today,
Yeah.
and that was a wonderful conversation. So we're definitely looking forward to the National Sports Festival taking place this weekend, starting tomorrow, and I think the opening ceremony is on Sunday.
Yes.
Looking forward to that. As always, as we've been doing throughout the course of the week, extending our well wishes to Taiwo, Awoniyi, him, his family, and we're hoping that he continues on this recuperation journey as soon as possible. I cannot wait to see him back at his best, back on the field, back doing what he was born to do, essentially. So we are praying for him and hoping that he does make it out of this journey very, very quickly. That's my comments, really.
All right, Osimhen. You know, I always...
I'm sorry.
You can't skip Osimhen.
So sorry. Just on the topic of being a good ambassador, as Dr. Abati was saying, mentioning earlier at the beginning of the show, it is always good to be a good ambassador for your country.
Yes.
And Turkey is one country, many countries around the world that loves football.
Yeah.
I say that because I used to live in Istanbul for a few years for work. And anytime I'd introduce myself as a Nigerian, they would always mention a Nigerian that had played with them. So I think that what Victor Osimhen has done is continued the legacy of just great Nigerians doing great things in top-flight Turkish football. And it will be interesting to see once this transfer window opens if he'll stay, if he'll go. Because I know that
he will go.
I know there are many teams that would like him. I know he didn't have such a great time in Italy, and he has been able to find himself again in Turkey. It would be nice to see him in the Premier League. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
That's how it goes.
You know, when you watch those Hollywood blockbusters about, those feel-good movies that follow somebody who went through a troubled, difficult journey and how they blossom and bloom at the end, and it's a happily ever after fairy tale. Yeah. To me, that's the beautiful journey of Victor Osimhen. Yes. Perseverance, doggedness in what he does. Focus. I mean, so many things could have thrown him off, but look at him shining now. And also, I think it shows you the value of what happens when you receive a warm welcome, when you're embraced where you're playing. Because Turkey Galatasaray, they gave him a hero's welcome, and it's been a conducive environment for him. So I'm so happy for him. I can't wait to see where he will go next, and how he will redefine his career. Some are going as far as saying that maybe he needs to be included in the Ballon d'Or conversation. What do you think? Is that premature, Aaron?
He should make the top 10, if you'd ask me, because he's been that prolific for his club side. He should make the top 10. But in terms of the top three, I don't think so.
All right.
Okay, congratulations to Osimhen. Yes. One of those diamonds that continue to represent us very well. Now, as for Awoniyi, we discussed him yesterday. It's good to hear that he's out of coma and he's recovering well, according to the club, Nottingham Forest. And in fact, particularly, I know the point that the NFF, Nigerian Football Federation, had enough presence of mind to send a get-well message to him. I think that's very good, and we will encourage them to continue to act in that manner to ensure this link, between our stars playing football abroad or, or elsewhere they may be. The jerseys, the Falcons jerseys, well, you forgot to mention that the friendlies that will be played will in fact be played in Ogun State. The first leg will be in Ikene.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, May 31.
Yes.
The second leg will be in Abeokuta. That again speaks to, the leadership role that Ogun State is playing in sports development in Nigeria.
Doctor, I don't know.
No, please. I speak facts. I speak facts. Are you saying the friendlies will be played elsewhere?
No, it's going to be played in Canada.
There's a reason why.
Anyway, very quickly. Jannik Sinner met with the Pope.
Yes,
he's in Rome for the Italian Open. Yeah. And, it was very interesting to see him meeting Pope Leo XIV with members of his family. And, he gave the Pope a gift of a racket. He even asked the Pope whether he would like to play a game with him. And the Pope said, no, I'd rather not. But it was very interesting to see Sinner, Jannik Sinner, visiting the Pope. I hope the Pope remember to tell him to sin no more.
Yes, yes, he needs to go and sin no more because literally he's been a bad boy, if you'd ask me.
And then finally, Serena Williams husband, Ohanian, has bought a stake in the Chelsea women's team, up to the tune of about £20 million, which will give him an opportunity to be a co-owner and also a seat on the board. And this is not the first time he says that he's investing in sports. He once invested in one football team in the US and also in a golf team. It will be interesting to see Nigerian entrepreneurs also behaving in a similar manner. We have seen the example of Remo Stars. It was through private investment and support that Remo Stars, won the league. We would like to see things like that also here in Nigeria. Greater private sector involvement in the sports sector. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.